The Trump administration is closing in on the first 100 days, and now it's facing what appears to be some of its most complicated challenges.
That's right, Scott. After Thursday night's missile attack in Syria, now a bold move on North Korea. The big question is, what's next? Stacey Cohen has the latest from Washington.
The Trump administration offering tough talk.
We hold open the possibility of future action.
And sending strong messages to the Syrian government. With a missile strike on a Syrian airbase last week, in response to what the White House says was a chemical attack by the Syrian government on its own civilians. But the strategy still isn't clear. The administration's top diplomats are sending mixed messages. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson emphasizing that America's first priority is the fight against ISIS, not toppling Assad.
It is through that political process that we believe the Syrian people will ultimately be able to decide the fate of Bashar al-Assad.
Even as the U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, insists that regime change is a top concern.
There's not any sort of option where a political solution is going to happen with Assad at the head of the regime.
White House press secretary saying the strategy is twofold, starting with defeating ISIS and creating a political environment for a change in leadership.
I can't imagine a stable and peaceful Syria where Bashar al-Assad is in power.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon is deploying a Navy strike group to the Korean Peninsula amid escalating tensions over Pyongyang's nuclear program, as Secretary of State Rex Tillerson heads to Moscow on Tuesday. Tension is high between Russia and the U.S. following the Syrian airstrikes, and the Kremlin says Tillerson will not be granted a meeting with President Putin. Instead, he will meet with his counterpart, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. In Washington, I'm Stacey Cohen.